Someone is reading you right now. Not your words, not your face, your patterns, the way you hesitate before saying no, the way you over-explain when you don't owe anyone an explanation, the way you stay quiet in rooms where you should be the loudest voice. Manipulators don't need to know your secrets. They only need to observe you for about 90 seconds. After that, you're already mapped. Freud called it repetition compulsion, the unconscious tendency to replay the same psychological patterns, even when those patterns destroy you. Machiavelli called it something darker. He called it the open gate. And in The Prince, he wrote something most people read past without understanding. Men are driven by two things, fear and opportunity. The wise man closes every gate they might enter. This video is about closing the gate. But I have to warn you, what you're about to learn doesn't stop at defense. Once this is installed in you, you won't just be impossible to manipulate. You'll understand manipulation at a level most people never reach. What you do with that is entirely up to you. Phase 1. The architecture of manipulation. Before you can become unreadable, you need to understand what makes you readable. Manipulation doesn't work through force, it works through access. And access always comes through the same 3 entry points. The first is emotional urgency. When someone creates pressure, time pressure, guilt pressure, social pressure, your prefrontal cortex partially shuts down. The part of your brain responsible for strategic thinking goes quiet. You stop calculating and start reacting. That's not weakness, that's neuroscience. The second entry point is identity threat. When someone implies you're selfish, cold, difficult, your brain treats it like a physical attack. You scramble to prove them wrong. And in that scramble, you agree to things you never would have agreed to in a calm moment. The third is manufactured obligation. Small favors, unsolicited gifts, excessive kindness from someone who wants something. Cialdini documented this in Influence, but Machiavelli understood it 500 years earlier. Generosity is the oldest trap ever set. These 3 entry points work because most people have never been shown them. They feel the pull, they just don't know what's pulling. Phase 2. The brain hack. Here is what changes everything. It's a single cognitive shift, and once you make it, manipulation loses most of its grip on you permanently. The shift is this. Stop responding to what people say. Start responding to what they want. Every communication has 2 layers. The surface layer, the words, the tone, the apparent request. And the pressure layer, what the person is actually trying to move you toward. Most people only process the surface layer. The brain hack is training yourself to automatically detect the pressure layer before you respond to anything. When someone says, "I just need 5 minutes of your time," the surface layer is a time request. The pressure layer is usually, "I need something from you, and I've already decided you're going to give it." When someone says, "I thought you were different," the surface layer sounds like disappointment. The pressure layer is, "I'm threatening your self-image to produce compliance." When you start seeing the pressure layer, the manipulation dissolves. You can't be moved by a mechanism you can clearly see. Machiavelli didn't call this cynicism. He called it clear sight. Jung called it consciousness. The moment you bring something unconscious into awareness, it loses its power over you. The technique is simple to describe and genuinely difficult to practice. Before you respond to anything, in conversation, in conflict, in negotiation, pause for exactly 1 breath. In that pause, ask 1 silent question. What is this person trying to move me toward? Not in judgment, not in hostility, just observation. That 1 second of observation rewires the interaction completely. You are no longer reacting, you are reading. Now, the other side of this. Once you can see the pressure layer in every conversation, you'll also know exactly where other people's gates are open. You'll see when someone is operating from fear, from guilt, from manufactured obligation, and you will, at some point, feel the pull to use that. This is where Machiavelli and Freud part ways. Freud believed self-knowledge was the goal, that seeing your own patterns clearly was liberation. Machiavelli believed knowledge of human psychology was power, and power, to him, had no inherent morality. What you do at this fork defines something about your character that is very difficult to undo. The person who uses this to protect themselves becomes untouchable. The person who uses it to control others becomes something they'll have to justify to themselves for a long time. I'm not telling you which path to take. I'm telling you both paths are now visible to you. Most people will live their entire lives being moved by forces they never learn to name. They'll agree to things in pressure and regret it in calm. They'll feel guilt that was manufactured. They'll stay small in rooms where they had every right to take up space. You don't have to be one of them. The gate Machiavelli wrote about, the one manipulators walk through, exists because most people never knew it was open. Now you know.